Hey, welcome to Obsessing Over Stuff. So, finally, we have the season finale of the Squid Game, and oh my god, what an amazing roller coaster it was. Isn't it refreshing when you get another season without having to wait for a whole year? Am I the only one who has the biggest crush on the frontman and player 333, who are the biggest villains in the show? Before we move forward with the video, let me remind you that this video is a discussion of the third season, not a review, meaning there will be a lot of spoilers ahead. So, if you haven't watched this season yet, skip watching this. Well, let's dig into the detail. Season 3 starts off right at the scene where season 2 left. Gyun, who's been dieting for literally an year to look like this, where he's looking so skinny and weak, is devastated over losing his best friend Jeong Bae. He's in complete shock and he can't react to anything. I think the best part about this season is that it focuses so much on each and every character that you will get connected to literally everyone by the end. And plus, every death in this season is so emotional, it will hit you more than ever. Starting off with the first episode of this season, the players still want to continue the game despite many deaths. The first game that they played this season is hide and seek. It was so crazy. The players divided into two groups. The red ones have to kill the blue ones. We see so many characters giving extreme level of sacrifice in this round. Junie, player 222, delivers her baby in this round, and we see so many people doing everything to save her. Let's talk about all the characters separately along with their arcs. Starting off with player 120. She's the bravest of all. She's the Ali of season 2, who saves everyone but dies herself. We see how kind she is right from the first episode of season 2, where she's helping Gion carry another player in red light, green light. In this season 2, she's the one who protects player 222 while she's delivering the baby. In fact, she kills another players to protect Junie and the old lady, even when she could have escaped alone. I think her death is one of the most painful ones in the entire season. It's devastating to see such a loyal character getting butchered right at the finish line. Because even after she finds out the exit in the game, she still comes back only to save player 222 and 149 instead of escaping alone. She's one of the bravest players out there and has won many hearts. Second comes the old woman. She also makes another level of extreme big sacrifice when she kills her own son in order to save the baby. That was crazy because we saw the old mother and the son duo right from the second season how close they were. And then to see the lady murder her only child was shocking. Not only this, the old woman obviously can't live with what she did. So she can you imagine she hangs herself too? Only one game down and we already see all our favorite characters dead. Actually, I and many of the Squid Game fans always believed in the theory that maybe this old lady is somehow connected to the frontman of the game and she's the mastermind behind the game because she's the only one who has an actual weapon, the knife pin in her hair, and she's allowed to carry it. Why didn't the guards take it while changing? Turns out she wasn't the mastermind, just a regular player. It was really sad to see her die. This season, we see many characters changing shades, the scared ones turning into braves and vice versa. We finally see a character like Minsu, who was the quietest of all, really shy and soft, finally speaks up. How amazing was it to see him take down player 044 to save himself? He later also plotted his revenge on player 124, who bullied him throughout and killed his friend. Talking about changing character arcs, I was hell surprised to see our main character Gyun kill one of his closest crew members, player 288. Who would have thought that out of all the players playing the negative characters and trying to kill the blue ones, Gyun would actually kill his own friend who chickened out in the fight before? Another character that we saw changing shades is player 124. He acted out to be so macho right from the beginning, being the sidekick to Thanos, acting like playing deadly games is so fun to him. But we see in the game of hide and seek that he's nothing without the drugs that he sold from Thanos. Even so, he requested player 333 to team up with him so he didn't have to play alone. And surprisingly, after this round, this was the first time ever we see player 124 choosing X in the voting round, wanting to end the games. How ironic since he has been the one bullying Minsu to vote for continuing the games right from the get go. But he's shit scared now without the drugs and shockingly votes to end the game. So the craziest for me was after this round when the players actually wanted to kill the newborn baby to get the baby's share. That was really fucked up, wanting to kill a newborn. And those fuckers who actually wanted to kill the baby, who were the worst of all, they survived at the end. All the good characters, they all died. Shows how early the good ones die, even in real life. And in the end, actually, all we had in the final round were the negative characters except player 456. But that's the thing. People are complaining so much about so much screen time given to player 100 and also that he made it till the final round where all our favorite characters died so early not getting enough screen time. But you see, that's the thing. It's not always about the screen time. These good characters served a purpose in the story. They were a crucial part of the journey. Even with the little screen time given to them, they made an impact. And come on, you need negative characters to make the story interesting. We need such pathetic characters like Player 100 and Player 124, who we would hate so much. Only then it would be fun to see the final round. Because only the negative characters would actually go on to any cheap extent to win. Just imagine if we had all the good characters up in the final round only to give them screen time. Would that be fun? They wouldn't do anything cruel to each other to win. In fact, they would just want to save each other instead of cutting out the competition. So obviously, you can't have all the good guys in the final round. You need the worst of the players in the final round who would do anything to win to make the game more interesting. And coming on to the second game, this is my favorite game of the season. After Mingle, they played jump rope, and it was so fucking deadly. And you know what made it so perfect? The speed of the rope, that was insane, and the song in the background, that was so catchy.
누구십니까? 꼬마입니다. 들어오세요.
Player 456 carries the baby
꼬마야,
across.
꼬마야.
This was such a fun game, seriously. We finally
일어나라.
lose player 124 in this game. We still have such players push each other mercilessly to take their share, not letting each other cross the bridge. I think that's the best lesson that we have learned from Squid Games, that the real risk is not playing these deadly games. The real danger are the people who will kill you even if you survive the game. The most heartbreaking moment of this game was when player 222 got eliminated. Since she could not complete the game due to her fractured leg, she took her own life. She was the most harmless player ever. Gyun got even more shattered after her elimination, just like he got after the death of Sebyok in the first season. In the finale, we see Gyun, along with the baby's biological father, 333, and other negative characters. It was really interesting to see them decide which one to eliminate next. I think that is why they chose this game in the finale to make it more interesting, where the players would need to decide who to eliminate next and they would argue with each other. It was very obvious that they would argue with each other and go on to any extent to push each other. How crazy it was that the front man did everything to make the players fight with one another internally, just to make the games more fun for the VIPs. Like his idea of including the baby as a player in the game to make it more interesting for the VIPs, or giving them knives to kill each other in the blackout, the front man made everything possible for the players to fight and kill each other internally for fun. And I think that was the point of the last game too. So they would argue with each other as to who they should push off next. They push off Minsu first in the first round. But I think it's crazy enough that Minsu could make it to the final round in the first place, being how chicken he was. That's amazing in itself. I think the most satisfying moment in the last episode was to see player 100 getting finally pushed off the cliff. He was pushed off the edge and it was so satisfying. But I think he was such a wuss throughout the season. He got into the finale only by killing others. His death didn't seem brutal enough to me as to what all he did. I think he deserved even more. He deserved even worse. And to make it even more interesting, what a brilliant idea it was to have only Gion and the baby's father at the end of the fight in the final round. Now, at this point, I genuinely thought that 333 would care about the baby since he's the father. At least I thought he would want Gyun to hand over the baby to him so he could push off Gyun off the cliff and win with the baby. But no, he actually wanted Gyun to not even cross the bridge and come over to the third round. He wanted to get the baby so he could actually throw the baby away and be the sole winner, while Gyun stays in the second triangle and he couldn't even fight in the last round. Luckily, 456 enters the circle, and while fighting, 333 accidentally gets killed. But the final twist at the end will blow your mind so much. As 456 climbs back on the top, he realizes that he never pressed the button for this round, which means that the third round hasn't even begun yet. So if a player dies before the round begins, that death doesn't count in that round. Hence, the death of 333 could not be counted for the third round. Finally, Gyun sacrifices his life to save the babies. And I don't understand those people who say that they didn't like the ending. Trust me, this show couldn't have had a better ending. I mean, why do you always want a happy ending where the hero walks off with money and walks off free? This sad ending has such deep impact where in we see how much he tried in every round to survive with the baby. At the end, he could easily have, but unfortunately, they forgot to press the button of the third round, starting the round. And it's only him and the baby left at the end. And his sacrifice is the proof that if he needed, he would have given up on his own life for the baby, which he did. The way the VIPs and the front man gets stunned seeing his sacrifice, that counts a lot of respect that he has earned. The ending was truly special and well thought of. It shows that sometimes when the luck is bad and the timing is off, no matter what you do and how hard you try, you lose. Despite playing his best, 456 lost at the end only because of bad luck for forgetting to press the button. I was so bummed out to hear player 456 eliminated. I couldn't hear my eyes. But even so, the ending was just the perfect amount of insane and touching. So many people died just for the baby. Q doesn't even eat till they have fed the baby at the dinner party. He did everything to save the child, and he did. The frontman has such a soft corner for Gyun. He's actually seen with the watery eyes once he's dead. Season 3 also talks about the frontman. How once he was one of the players and he had to murder all the other players in the last round to win the game. The same chance the frontman offers to player 456, Gyun, to kill everyone while they're sleeping. But Gyun doesn't do that, which makes the frontman respect him even more. Gyun's sacrifice even stopped the pink soldier number 11 from taking her own life. To sum it all up, we have seen many series not being able to deliver seasons better than before, but Squid Game Season 3 will keep your heart racing throughout. It was such a thrilling ride. At the end, player 456 sacrifices himself. He says, "We aren't horses, we are humans," which refers to the time when he was sitting in the car with the front man, and the front man had referred to them as horses, saying that they bet on horses and he bets on humans. And Guillaume died, saying this as his last words was so impactful it got me into tears. Which is why the front man, even after his death, makes sure that his sacrifice doesn't go to waste, makes sure the baby has a great life. And the money the player 456 had earned in the first season, which was lying in the motel, is given by the frontman to Guillaume's daughter, Gayong. Overall, loved each and every episode of this season. The games were so crazy. And most importantly, I love all the characters so much. The way they have portrayed all the characters so well, good and bad. Amazing players. The baby will never know how many people died just to save her life. And the pink soldier number 11 going on extreme lengths just to save player 246. So much so that even after they had escaped, she comes back to the island only to destroy the records of player 246 only because of the player's sick baby. Also, I don't understand why are people criticizing the detective so much. Dude, what is he gonna do anyways when the front man destroyed the entire facility when he came? Doesn't make that character useless, I guess. What's Squid Game? For the amazing chemistry between the characters, you will fall in love with so many of them. If you haven't watched Squid Games, you're missing out on a lot. So please watch it. And if you like this video, please subscribe for more. And thanks a lot. Bye.